Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for another episode of the Grid Autosport walkthrough career here on FNG Extra, my second channel. Last episode, of course, we were at Brands Hatch for the IBAC Touring Car Series. We had a pretty good weekend. We were 1 point clear, in fact, in the championship. As you can see here, the drivers' standings 1 point clear of team kickers Evan Kennedy, with Nathan McCain, Hannah Wolf and Aaron Wesley there rounding out the top 5. Our team being Razor Motorsport, which we chose in that Ford Focus last episode, are currently 3rd in the Constructors' Championship, and now it is time for round 2 of the series at Autosport de Algarve. And here you can see some of the drivers here on the screen. Our rival will of course be exactly the same as it was last time, the Dane in the Oakley Motorsport car, Sebastian Hansen there in his Chevy Cruze. And here we are, and here I am being a derp. Yes, this is me being a derp, because even though you guys asked me to do qualifying, my brain went into autopilot mode and didn't do it. And it's around about this point here where I saw Nathan McCain on pole for Raven West. I thought to myself, wow, I am just an ultra derp. So I apologise for that. I had to apologise last episode as well for not doing that. I will try for round 3. Obviously, next episode, the first race of the episode will be a cup race in those mini Miglias. But for the race that I can actually qualify in, I will decide to. So we're starting in 16th. And to be honest with you, this is going to be a massive upward struggle. I'm deciding to choose my camera angle at the moment as well, so I apologise for that, it's a little bit unprofessional. But I couldn't really decide between which ones I wanted. I went for the far away cockpit cam for now, but I think I changed it. In the meantime, we've actually made up 2 positions off the start, which isn't too bad. We're up into 14th place. Managed to get past Hannah Wolf in the Liquimoli Ford Focus and get past Gabriel Moreau, the Frenchman, in that Oakley Chevy, of course, teammate to our rival Sebastian Hansen. We then went round the outside of Martin Souza in that Cusco Racing BMW, but he pushed us out a little bit wide. We did just about, I think, managed to get up the inside in the end as Aaron Wesley took the lead, but we're now all over the back of Sebastian Hansen and our teammate just in front of that as well. So it's looking like a pretty decent start, but still on this very hard difficulty, as you can see in front of us, in front of our teammate there, being, I can't remember what his name is. It's Diego Gomez. I'm sure it's Diego Gomez. It's going to be a bit of an upward struggle in front because there's such a big gap. We went wide there through there as well. And Martin Souza, he's a bit of a rival from Brands Hatch, in all honesty, cost us the win really in that Cusco BMW. Went through, managed to push our way back up the inside there with a rather aggressive move. So we're back up into 13th place, but still not really the amount of progress we will be looking for on this first lap. So it has to be said, this isn't really looking brilliant. It has to be said, obviously we're on the hardest difficulty that this game has to offer, but starting at the back is always going to be difficult. We've got a really good run though here on the Chevy. The Dane there, Sebastian Hansen, who is of course our rival, will be a little bit of a consolation if we can beat him, but still look at the gap we've got to bridge to our teammate alone. There's then another gap up to the gaggle in front, and then probably even further up to the guys we're actually battling in the championship. We're up into 12th place though, down into turn 1 there, passing Sebastian Hansen, but there's our teammate Diego Gomez in front of us. Aaron Wesley's currently leading for Raven West, and yeah, obviously Evan Kennedy, who's our main title challenger at the moment as well, will be up there too in his team kicker Ford Focus. We decided to go out into this camera angle because I wasn't coping very well, to be quite honest with you, with cockpit cam. It was just I just wasn't doing very well with it whatsoever. But still, down into this left-hand turn, and just behind us there, Sebastian Hansen actually looking at the inside. This seems a lot harder than it was at Brands Hatch. I mean, I was coming from mid-pack to almost win, sorry, at Brands Hatch on this difficulty, and yet I can barely catch my teammate up in front. I know I've got him on the push setting to try and bridge the gap up in front, but still, this is incredibly hard. In front of that is the other Cusco Racing car. Can't quite remember who drives that. It may well be the French dude, Jules Clement. I'm not entirely sure. In front of that is then a Forge Motorsport Honda Civic. We are starting to bridge the gap here to Diego Gomez, but it is taking so long, and realistically, a top 10 finish I think is probably all we can ask for, because in front of that, the gaps are a little bit bigger. So it's really not looking fantastic, it has to be said here. We're on the penultimate lap of the race. We'll be going on to the final lap of the race here. We're good through that final corner, so that's maybe a place where we can get some slipstream either in this race or the next race. I'm not entirely sure. We'll probably be starting quite close to the front in the next race based on where we are at the moment. But going on to the final lap of the race, and we are still in 12th place, but down into turn 1, looking at the inside of our teammate, and that is a real dive bomb up the inside there. In front of us is Axel Berg, sorry, the Norwegian in that other Cusco Racing car. and it's going to take some time to get up to him as well. There's a Monster Energy Chevy Cruze in front of that, and then the 2 Forge Motorsport Honda Civics, so we're going to have to work really hard on this final lap to bridge the gap to that gaggle, and then we've got to try and pass a few of them. I don't think it's going to happen. We've now got Diego Gomez in the other Razor Motorsport Ford Focus all over the back of us. He's got a decent run on us, but backs out of the move there. Not enough space as we go down into this left-hand hairpin. Axel Berg not getting a very good run into there, but we don't get a particularly good run out of the corner either. And this is not looking brilliant at all. This isn't looking very good from a constructor's point of view, because obviously we're in 11th and 12th, which is pretty diabolical. And it's not looking very good for a selfish point of view of the driver's standings either, because Aaron Wesley's winning. It could be worse. Obviously, Aaron Wesley is 5th in the championship, so if it was Evan Kennedy or Nathan McCain winning, that would be a lot worse, let's put it that way. But yeah, Aaron Wesley and Kurt Wittenstein, sorry, will probably be the best case scenario to be winning this race, as we get a penalty for corner cutting there. And that pretty much has, I think, ended our chance of getting a top 10 finish. And this is pretty diabolical, really. I think I've been taught a lesson, really, that I do need to do qualifying from now on if I want to do anywhere near well in the first races, because it's just not gone well at all. We're not going to get anywhere near the run we need on Axel Berg, even though he was pretty poor through that last corner. We're just not really close enough to get anywhere near of a slipstream, and we are going to come across the line to finish 11th. A really difficult race here in Algarve. There we go, across the line to finish 11th. Pretty disappointing from my point of view and from the team's point of view as well, with only 11th and 12th in that race. Aaron Wesley won the race. Evan Kennedy, our nearest title challenger, came second for Nathan McCain for Raven West, who got fastest lap of the race. Kurt Wittenstein was 4th, the German there for Team Kicker, in front of David Zielinski and Emil Björklund in the Liqua Moly Ford Focus. And it was Sophie Muller, Aaron O'Sullivan and Daniele Moretti in the other Monster Energy car, with Axel Berg rounding out the top 10. Ourselves and Diego Gomez in 11th and 12th. And here's how it affects the championship. Evan Kennedy now 11 points clear of us in the championship, but 3 points clear of Nathan McCain. We've dropped to 4th now behind both Raven West cars, with Kurt Wittenstein in 5th, Aaron O'Sullivan in 6th, joint with his teammate Sophie Muller there for Forge Motorsport, with Daniele Moretti and Hannah Wolf there rounding out the top 10. With Emil Björklund as well. So it's very close in the championship. The top 6, I think it was, covered by 16 points, and the top 4 covered by 11 points. So if we can get a good race here with our title contenders or title challengers at the back of the order, this should be a pretty decent race, but an awful start there in comparison to Axel Berg to our left there. A really good start for one of the Forge Motorsport cars. They're going to go past Axel Berg and to the outside of us, with Daniele Moretti just behind there as well. We're down into turn 1. We're on the inside of our teammate Diego Gomez. A little bit of contact there down into turn 1, but we might just have the move. Nope, Diego Gomez has the inside line for the next part, but there's been an accident behind, and that is a big accident. Jesus, Emil Björklund involved, Sophie Muller involved as well, who's now gone to the back there as we touch our teammate Diego Gomez, but 4 cars there in the tyre wall down at turn 1, and Sophie Muller lagging well at the back, so this is going to be a really hard race for her. In the meantime, we're still here in 6th place. Gabriel Moreau for Oakley Motorsport in that Chevy is leading at the moment there, with his teammate Hansen battling with Hannah Wolf there of the Liqua Moly Ford Focus team. Behind, though, Nathan McCain is already into 7th place after that accident at the start for most of the midfield. He looks up the inside of us. We're now alongside our teammate, though. Diego Gomez is going to try and go around the outside there. I think we may just have the move stick, because we'll have the inside for the next corner. Look at this, though. Nathan McCain trying to go the inside of both of us. It's not going to fit. He hits us in the middle of both of them, and we just about come out on top. Then a little clip there from Nathan McCain. Not the best bit of racing there from Nathan McCain, to be honest with you. I expected a little bit more, to be fair. There was clearly absolutely no space for that move whatsoever, but still... Well, I say that's a bit hypocritical, because I've just gone for that move on Martin Souza. He then turns into us a little bit unnecessarily and slows us both down. And now he's got both Raven West cars all over the back of us. This has gone horribly, because that whole midfield order that could have possibly held up our title contenders is gone, having had that accident at the start, being Sophie Muller, Wittenstein, Emil Björklund, the ones who have a bit of pace and start in the middle of the pack, who might just hold up the Kicker cars and the Raven West cars. And it's just gone horribly wrong in that sense as we go into 3rd place there through the middle of Hannah Wolf and Gabriel Moreau. We duck out of a move there on Sebastian Hansen, although Hansen goes very wide and then cuts back and makes a move around the outside, does he? And somehow we get a corner cutting penalty for that, despite being forced onto the inside, which loses us 2 of those positions. We're now down into 3rd place, just in front of Gabriel Moreau, who's gone from 1st now down into 4th place behind, well, 5th now, because Aaron Wesley has just shoved his way up the inside. Nathan McCain's clearly lost out to his teammate there now as well. Sophie Muller still cast adrift at the back. Our teammate's down in 7th place. I've set him to push. We're going defensive now from the Raven West BMW of Aaron Wesley. Behind, he still goes for a move up the inside, and to cover that, we end up having to run into the back of the German female driver there, Hannah Wolf. Behind, Gabrielle Moreau is doing a decent job of holding up there. The second of the Raven West cars being Nathan McCain, and our teammate's doing a decent job of holding up one of the kicker cars. I think that may well be Evan Kennedy or Kurt Wittenstein. One of the two. He's dropped a position though now, so he may have dropped behind that team kicker car. Nevertheless, he's done a decent job. I think Daniele Moretti actually might be the car who's got past him, so no real problems there. But we make a late lunge up the inside there of Hannah Wolf in the Liquid Molly car and up into 2nd place now. That was a pretty decent move. Hopefully she can do a decent job of holding up those two Raven West cars behind. Nathan McCain, who's now managed to get past Moreau, but they both make a move up the inside through the next left-hand corner, and they are tracing me step by step all over the back of me, these two Raven West cars. They've followed me through the order. I think another incident's happened behind because there's now a big gap between Wolf and I think it's Gabriele Moreau behind. Our teammate now down into 8th place. He must have lost that. I think it's Daniele Moretti who was in that Chevy. We've got a corner cutting penalty, and that is one of the harshest corner cutting penalties in all history for what actually happened. Nathan McCain's trying to make a move up the inside. He ducks out of the move though, and now Aaron Wesley's going to the outside. There's that our teammate bursting through. He was in 6th place, not 8th place. He's bursting through the centre of everyone. He's gone past Nathan McCain. We make a lunge back up the inside though out of Aaron Wesley. But look at the gap now that our rival this weekend, Sebastian Hansen, has managed to we managed to defend the move there from Aaron Wesley. And there's a kicker car that's come out of nowhere. Diego Gomez has lost out. He's back down into 5th place. Now he's down to 6th. He's been shoved out of the way by Nathan McCain, who's not making many friends here in the Team Razor camp, it has to be said. That is Evan Kennedy, though, up into 4th place. This is a disaster because they've all managed to get back through the order. Somehow, Kennedy's come out of nowhere. That was brilliant, though, watching our teammate just burst through the middle of absolutely everyone as Aaron Wesley makes a move there on Evan Kennedy in that Team Raven West car. We are still, though, bearing down now on the leader, Sebastian Hansen, on this final lap of the race. This is really squeaky bum time. This is just about a gap that can be bridged, but can we make the move stick on this final lap in time? Will we get our first win of this season? I think we won last season. So I think we've won during this series, but we have not won this season in this touring car category, and we are now right with Hansen. We look up the inside. Don't think anything's going to be doing there. We get pushed out wide now by Hansen. This is great defensive work from himself, and up the inside there comes Nathan McCain with yet another stupid move, in all honesty, from the American. But still, now look at the gap. We've got a bridge from Sebastian Hansen. This is just about within the realms of possibility, especially with how bad the AI through that last corner. And look at this, bearing down now in the slipstream. Can we get close enough to the line? It's a long run to the line. We're going to get out of the slipstream. Can we just about make it to the line? Oh, only just. We win by the smallest margin imaginable. Surely, what a finish that was. 1,000th of a second between myself and Sebastian Hansen. The smallest gap you can possibly have without it being a dead heat. What a win. What an end to an absolutely stunning second race here in Algarve. Sebastian Hansen takes second in front of Nathan McCain. Evan Kennedy managed to pass Aaron Wesley to the line as well, which helps us a little bit in the long run. Kurt Wittenstein was 6th. Our teammate Diego Gomez got shoveled back down to 7th after that brilliant run back through the order there on the final lap. David Zielinski takes 8th in front of Hannah Wolf in 9th, with Axel Berg in 10th. Aaron O'Sullivan is 11th in front of Emil Björklund, Gabriel Moreau, Martin Souza and Daniele Moretti, with Sophie Muller still getting a point despite coming 16th because she got the fastest lap of the race by an incredible 3 seconds. So clearly no damage done to her despite that massive first corner pile-up. But goodness gracious me, literally probably claim to fame the closest margin of victory on this game ever in all history. 1,000th of a second between myself and my event rival there, Sebastian Hansen. And this is what it does to the championship. Look at this. Going into the final event of the season, Evan Kennedy leads by 1 point over Nathan McCain, another 3 points back to ourselves, and then 3 more points back to Aaron Wesley. That's 4 guys covered by 7 points. Another margin back though to Kurt Wittenstein, who seems pretty cemented in 5th place there for team kicker. Aaron O'Sullivan is 6th in front of Hannah Wolf. There with David Zielinski in 8th, followed by Sebastian Hansen there, joint 8th for Oakley Motorsport, and Sophie Muller in 10th, joint with the Norwegian Axel Berg for Cusco Racing. I still cannot get over what an incredible race that was. You can see it in the background there, that move on lap 1 with 4 of us there in one massive clump down the first straight. down the front straight. Here are the team standings though. After the second event, we are third now in the championship, back up to where we were before. Diego Gomez helping us somewhat in the championship, but maybe not as much as he could. Here you can see the sponsor objectives that we fulfilled that weekend, but nevertheless, I really hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Grid Autosport Career Mode walkthrough. Again, if you have any suggestions on how to improve the series, after all, it is your career, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I will I will definitely do that next episode. As you can see, there are discipline rewards as well, a decent amount of XP for that race weekend, which started off so badly, but actually proved to be an absolutely awesome one. As you will see on the screen, the next event will be the Mini Miglia Cup event, at the Autosport Raceway, so stick around for that, and there will also be the finale to the touring car season as well. So the end of season 2 will be next episode, so stick around for that, for the climax of what has been an absolutely stunning season so far. Nevertheless, it's been an absolute pleasure ranting at you guys today. I hope you have a brilliant day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.